People always like, oh, it's just my opinion, everything. No, who told you I wanted to hear your opinion? Who told you? Yeah. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If it's the first time you're seeing this beautiful face, hi, my name is Kamsinnamani. Please don't make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button and giving this video a big thumbs up if you end up enjoying it. And if it's not, hi guys, welcome back. Okay guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about social media etiquette and how you should comport yourself and create a classy self-image as a high value woman, because I just classify anyone who watches my videos and wants to elevate. You're already on your way, girl. So this is just to point out a few things you might be doing wrong and you're not even aware of. And yeah, so like most of this type of videos, I have to put out a disclaimer because more and more people just want to air their view and just don't listen to everything I say. So first things first, I'm not in any way telling you how to act on social media. You are a grown up, you're a human being. You have something called will, okay? I'm not saying that you should do everything I'm doing. These are just simple guidelines, simple tips that can help you. I am a digital creator. This is my full-time job. So I know the impact social media has on someone's self-image, someone's job. It can determine what jobs you get, not even just like as a digital creator, just as any like job, to be honest, like a 9 to 5. Serious companies or important companies do background checks. They do check how you are online, and any serious or important company, home or abroad, would not want their workers embarrassing them online and you thinking, oh, it doesn't matter, that's my work life, it's my personal life. No, those things do matter. So you'll be completely naive if you feel like your social media presence or what you do on social media should not affect or work capabilities or how companies view you when you're coming to work for them. No, they go through everything. Okay, so one of the first things I do not advise you do on social media is fighting in the comment section. Girl, this is the ghetto, okay? Now, before this typo warriors come from me, I did not say you cannot comment. I said do not fight. There's a thin line between saying how you feel in a comment and hopefully you're not hating someone or bashing someone, but just saying how you feel, and another thing where you now start exchanging words with somebody, calling them this one, that one, like really going at it in the comment section. That is embarrassing. I feel like the more videos I make, the more I'm just a bit more blunt, because this is how I am in real life. I'm very blunt. I will give it to you how it is. That is embarrassing. If you want to fight in the comment section, especially when it has nothing to even do with you, maybe you're trying to defend somebody in a particular reality show, didn't see anything, or just commenting on someone else's life, you're actually fighting, throwing everything, cussing, bringing someone's mother. Like, why? Is it really that deep? You see all these comments? The comments is liked by like 10,000 people. So people are really actively watching you. And for me, I don't know about anybody, if I see anyone that is really going at it, I just check your profile. Like, do you not have more important things to do than be fighting strangers online about maybe politics? Like, you can have intelligent conversations, you can disagree, but that's not the same thing as insulting this person, calling this one, saying you're a buffoon. Like, it's not the same thing. So I want to clarify, I'm not saying that you cannot comment or you cannot like disagree with someone. That's cool and fine, but I'm actually saying fighting, exchanging words with somebody. Sometimes I even see business accounts doing this. I'm like, how can you be a business account and you're really insulting somebody's head with your business account boldly? So it's just like, so imagine I see someone doing that and I tap on you and you now put like your LinkedIn LinkedIn link, yeah, profile, or where you work. I'm just like, wow, okay. It doesn't paint you in the best light. It doesn't paint your company in the best light. And I don't think if HR gets to see that, they'll congratulate you. So when someone is like, it doesn't matter, please don't listen to those type of people. Really, someone is older doesn't mean the person is smarter. It really doesn't. So you just know these things. You know that you shouldn't fight. You know that that's like a basic thing. You do not fight. So it's like, why are you fighting in the comment section? You should have more important things doing. Don't let anyone take you out of your character. If this person starts exchanging words, leave. Okay, so another thing I feel we should never do on social media or in real life, to be honest, is begging. Please, please, please do not beg on social media. Do not beg in general, but please don't do it on social media. It is not good for your self-image at all. I do know that certain people are in dire need of things, and maybe a loved one is sick and all of that. I'm not referring to that, okay? I'm not referring to that situation. Let me be clear. What I'm referring to is, it's not like you're outrightly begging, but you're using style. It starts off with, this country is tough. I can already tell where it's going to, and on your story. So this country is tough, or I need like credit. All the time, like I always say, it's balance. You can say once in a while that I credit alert to be nice, but when every single day, like before once I see that your story open, I know someone's about to beg, that is not good. It's not good. No one likes a beggar. Honestly, did you see that meme where like some people don't check up on you because the next day you're going to say, oh, I need this. It's not good. Even our parents taught us, you should not beg. I'm talking about, if I ever begged as a child, I would get into so much trouble when I was younger. So I find it very odd, when I see people doing it. But I guess like we were all raised differently. But you dare not beg in my house, whether it be your auntie, whether I even tell them to buy something, it just doesn't. My mom would not find it funny. So I feel maybe that's why I just never, I don't like asking for things, and I don't like begging. So when I now see it on social media, I'm like, wow, and I think you can see it as, oh, you're joking, but how does it rub off on people? How does it help your self-image, So it's like, yes, you now come out with one, or you're saying that this thing happened, I'm like, as soon as always begging on social media. Okay, imagine the first time I come to your page, I've seen it before. This is not just me talking. I've seen account number, bang, this one, everything. I'm like, wow, okay, that's very direct. I wouldn't advise you do that. One of the things I know is quite popular is maybe like some people just put up their wish list and they put it up and all that. I don't necessarily want to bash that because I am very aware that my following, for example, I don't know majority of the people that follow me, so I'm a bit I'm not as free like that with my social media. If anything, maybe my close friends. So I do know that some people, like, they know everyone who's following them and they are following, and they decide to put a wish list. Maybe they know everyone, that's fine, but as a rule of thumb, I'll just be like, I wouldn't advise that. But you can do it, but I wouldn't advise that, especially when someone in my condition, when you have a lot of following, it just seems, to me anyway, like I always say, it's to me. I'm not saying you do it. I'm just trying to point out things. To me, I wouldn't advise you do that. I feel like if someone wants to get you something for your birthday, they will DM you and ask you, and then you could tell them what you want because they asked you. But it's like, when it's just there, I don't know, you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section about wish list. If you do know everyone who's following you, I personally don't think, okay, there's nothing really wrong because you know everyone and they know you. But like, I'm just like, if your page is more like a bigger page and it's very open, so yes, please do not beg on social media. Pray to God. God is there. God will help you. God will send those people to you, okay? Believe in God. Alright. Okay, so another thing I feel you should avoid doing on social media is oversharing. Okay, so first of all, no one really cares that much. Human beings are selfish. We're just selfish people. That's just it. If anything, maybe they want to know gist, but in terms of them really caring, especially when they don't know you, not that much. And secondly, it can be very dangerous. So I know that it's quite subjective because some people, what someone might classify as oversharing might be different, from another person. But I feel like we all know sometimes you say some things and the viewers are even uncomfortable. They're like, should I be hearing this in a way? So it's like, always be aware of oversharing. I'm also aware that not everyone is a private person and not everyone has to be a private person. We're all made differently for a reason. And like I always say, I'm not telling you what to do, but being too extreme is not good. If you overshare too much, it's not good. And also the same way, if you're a bit too private, that sometimes can even harm you, it's not good. So what is the key? Finding balance. Oversharing is not even advisable with people you do know, because not everyone has your best interest. Talk less of people who don't even know you at all, and you're putting everything there. You never know. It's just safer and better if you just keep certain information to yourself for a while, at least, until it's already like in the works. Then you can announce it. But just every single thing you're putting out there, you really have to be aware of evil eye, of how there are so many artists who have been killed from something they post, and then someone now comes there and harms them. You don't know who doesn't like you. So don't be naive and don't be saying no. You need to be careful, especially if you are where we are, where you know how things are. So you need to be very aware of your safety and know that some things are better left unsaid. I also want to balance it out by saying that I do know some people who overshare tend to have issues with self-validation, and in a way posting kind of helps them with that. It's not a long-term solution, but it might help their mental state. So if you're a viewer who doesn't like or appreciate those type of things, I would suggest that you don't bash those people who tend to overshare, because that might be their own way of sharing their issues or their problem. Maybe you don't have anybody to share it with. So even if you're the type of person that you don't get why someone would say so many things, try to be a bit more considerate and not go out there bashing, why are you telling me this, all of that. No. And I'll get to this particular point later in the video. But yeah, please avoid oversharing. So guys, another important thing you should not do on social media is giving unsolicited opinions. Now this is a bit tricky, especially for someone with my profession, because my job does require interaction with my viewers, with my subscribers. Some of you have now become friends because we exchange messages so much. So I do like the interaction. I do like when my viewers can speak their mind. You don't always have to agree with me. But then it also presents another problem, because the lines now get blurred. And this usually comes from when, as a creator, you put your life out there to an extent, so people kind of know certain things about you. It can now get to the point where they almost feel entitled to tell you how they feel. So it can now move to personal thing. Or I post something, I'm like, oh, I don't like your hair, I don't like your makeup, I don't like what you're wearing. Like, okay, but did I ask? Okay, so one thing you have to understand before you give your opinion to anyone online, be it an influencer, be it your friend, just kind of know, especially if you're not close to that person, you need to ask yourself, did they ask for this? Especially when it's not something nice. People always like, oh, it's just my opinion, everything. No, who told you I wanted to hear your opinion? Who told you I wanted to hear your opinion? Did I ask for it? I didn't. Sometimes people do ask, they tell you, oh, let me know what you feel about this. When they don't ask for something and you have nothing, especially when you have nothing nice to say, or sometimes even if it's just like a normal suggestion, if they didn't ask, it's just good social media etiquette when you don't tell someone your opinion when they don't ask for it, So it's just better, because it's more like you're minding your own business. And especially when it's not even something nice, it's almost like, okay, you send me this for what? Like, for what?
But you did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
Do you feel better about yourself now? Okay, all right, weird. Like, okay, you've told this person you don't like how they look. You've told this person like their hair is not nice. You told this person, oh, I don't like how you do your makeup. What did that achieve? Okay, and if the person is not strong, now maybe you've now destroyed their confidence, or maybe they were insecure about that thing, and you just felt the need to point out that fault. Was it that necessary? I feel like it says a lot more about you than the person who you think has a fault. You didn't need to share that opinion. So it's good social media etiquette when you know your place and understand people's boundaries, and just keep certain things to yourself, especially when they did not ask for your opinion. Okay, so another thing to avoid on social media is bragging / showing off. Now this is a bit tricky, because again, it is very subjective. So let's say someone lives in a mansion, and then they have a pool and they are outside next to their pool and they decide to video it. That is not bragging to them. That is their lifestyle. To you that maybe doesn't have a pool or doesn't live in a mansion, you cannot be like, oh, why is girl always showing off? Like, oh, we get it, you have a pool. So it's another tricky point. But you as an individual, you kind of know when you are trying to brag or show off, and in a way it kind of comes off a bit cringe. Always be aware, like I said, it's a personal thing. So in your heart, if you know that I'm not trying to brag, I'm really just showing what I'm doing and this is my life, good and fine, like continue. But it's just good to always note when, okay, is this really necessary, or am I seeking self-validation? Because that's kind of a sign of insecurity. And again, like I always say, in terms of being safe, when you put out certain things that might be very expensive, even though it is your lifestyle, you can be opening the door for judgment, for people now planning for you, since you have all this just out of hatred or jealousy. So be very aware of these type of things. You have to be very aware. So when people do all these things of, oh, live your life, it doesn't matter, the world is full of rainbows and sunshines and blah, 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 that's a lie. Okay, let's stop kidding ourselves. We have to be realistic. We live in a very dangerous world, and we live in a very superficial world. So if you now decide that, oh, okay, I'm not, like, all these things don't matter, when you do know that they do matter and there are consequences for your actions, you won't really, I don't want to say go far. You can, but it might be at a slower pace because you're just choosing to be naive. We all know the world we live in. We all know that looks do matter. So for example, when I do all this, my how to dress classy and be presentable, and someone is arguing that they can look like a mad person and the person should take it like that, okay, so go get a job like that then. You won't, because you know how the world is. Even though you're the smartest person in the entire room, if you don't look like someone that has something to offer, you might not even be given the chance. So I'm applying this to this as well. You can say all that, but you have to be aware that the world isn't a safe place. The world isn't all rainbows and sunshines. If you mess up or do something that you could have avoided, you can end up being in the wrong situation. Is it fair? No. But is it real life, and is life hard? Yes. So I always say prevention is better than cure. Also be aware of when you are constantly posting and all of that, you can now turn into a bad habit where you just post every time, even things you shouldn't be posting for reasons I've mentioned earlier. So it's always good to pace yourself. Some people really post their entire day to day. Like I said, security reasons, safety reasons, we know where you are, we know where you're going to. At some point, people start tracking your daily routine, and they can predict where you will be, and it's terrifying just imagining it. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hope it was short and cute. I can't really tell, honestly. I just feel this is very important. As a digital creator, I'm very aware of the impact social media has on our lives, whether we want to admit it or not. And the sooner you realize this fact, because it's a fact, the better it is for you, the less mistakes you make, because you are aware that what you are doing, you can just be seeing it as an app. Oh, just my phone. Why is that a big deal? I'm here to tell you that it is. You have to be aware of how you're presenting yourself online, because the internet never forgets. Everything you're posting on there is going to be on there for life. Whether you delete it, it can be somewhere. Just be aware of your actions. This is real life. You can't be living your life carefree and just decide to forget that there are consequences for actions. In a previous video, I had mentioned how cursing people out online or in person is not good and how we should avoid it. And someone really said, why is this wrong? Why can't we just be ourselves? Why are you so uptight? It doesn't matter. And I'm like, what? Do you understand that someone can now plan to now kill someone and be like, why are you being so uptight? I was just being myself. I wanted to do it, and so I did it. Self-discipline, guys. You have to live a disciplined life, and you have to be aware that there are consequences for your actions. And then we are adults. We're not kids. your actions have consequences, and we all know what is good and what is bad. So let's just stop all this pretense and using the phrase be yourself as an excuse for bad behavior. Okay? Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.